Okay, these are the Mod 4 Part 3 notes, page 1. We are going to talk about the range of a data set and quartiles. So the range of the variable from our raw data. Fairly straightforward to compute. We're going to take the largest value, and from that, we're going to go ahead and subtract the smallest value. We want to see how spread out the data in the set is. Smaller, smallest. Okay, so to find the range of the data set, first we want to make sure that we can identify the largest and the smallest value. So our largest value is here, it's this 99. Our smallest value is right here, it's the 57. And when we subtract those, we get 42. So 42 is the distance from the smallest value to the largest value. That's our range. Okay. We're going to talk now about how to separate the data set into 4 equal sized parts, into our quartiles. So we're going to divide this into 4 quarters, 4 equal parts. The quartile defines or describes the amount of data below that value. Okay. So to find our quartiles, we want to make sure that first our data set is organized from smallest to largest. And in Module 4, Part 4, we're actually going to use Excel to do this as our data sets get larger and are not necessarily ordered for us already. Okay, so if you take a look at this data set, I have got 13 different values. They are ordered from smallest to largest. First thing we're going to do is determine our median. So our median is the value that divides the set into 2 halves. Remember that two halves have to be the same size. So because I have 13 values in my data set, I am going to count up to that middle value, which will be the 7th value right here. So this value is my Q2 or my median. Okay. I have 6 values below and 6 values above, right? So that 77, which is actually a member of the data set, it doesn't always happen that way, is the number that divides our data set in half. So 77 is our median. So we have 6 values below, oops, ooh, E, S. And we have 6 values above 77. Okay. Now we want to take each of those halves and we're going to divide those again. So if I take a look at the bottom half of the data, I want to find the middle of the bottom half of the data. So here are my 6 values in the bottom half. And when I say bottom half, I mean those values that are less than the median. Okay? Because I've got an even number, there is not a member of the data set that's in that bottom half. So I have to figure out what the middle of this is. Here is how I divide the bottom 3 values from the top 3 values. Okay? I need to find the middle of those 2 numbers. So I am going to add them together and divide by 2. I get what, 125 divided by 2. That's 62.5. So that is my Q1. That is the value here that divides the lower three values from the upper three values in the bottom half of my data set. Okay, there's my Q1. I'm going to do the same thing for the top half of the data set. I have these 6 values. Again, I've got an even number of values. So I got to divide it in half and find the number that is halfway between 90 and 91. Sometimes you can eyeball it. Halfway between 90 and 91 is 90.5. Sometimes it's helpful to do the math. It's not as obvious, but there is the value of Q3.